Hello my fellow R's and welcome back to another episode of A View from the Loft with me, P-Block Scudze, and today I'm joined by my dad, QPR Tel. Tel, how are you doing?
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
How's the lockdown treating you?
Oh, I'm missing the football badly.
Yeah, I think it's, it goes without saying that we are both definitely missing the football. But yeah, I wanted to bring my dad on today, ask him a few questions about his firsts and favourites, about growing up being a QPR fan, because obviously he's been a QPR fan just a little bit longer than me, shall we say. So yeah, you ready to answer a few questions?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, with that being said, let's get started. So, Dad, how did you become a QPR supporter?
Well, I was born in Paddington General Hospital, which is about 3.5 miles away from Loftus Road, which is no longer there. And then I grew up in Harlesden, which is about 2.5 miles from Loftus Road. And they were always going to be my team, being where I was born and where I grew up.
Fair enough. So in local terms for me, it's a bit like going from one town to the next. For those of you that live in a place like Essex, where it's just towns and villages. But Dad's driven me round to where he was brought up, and yeah, it literally is, sort of like 20-minute walk up the road, basically. So yeah. Okay, so Dad, do you remember your first ever QPR game?
That's a tough one because my dad wasn't into football. He never supported the team, so I picked QPR on my own, and I think my first game was 3rd of October 1970, and it was a 5-1 home win against Leyton Orient.
That's a good win. That's a very good game to start off with as well. And for those of you who watched Friendly Rivalry, I'll be reminding my friend Dave of that good thrashing of Leyton Orient. But 1970. Wow, that's definitely going back the years, isn't it? Yeah. So it goes without saying, everyone has their hero when they're growing up, supporting a team, and especially with QPR, there's been many heroes. So, Dad, who was your hero growing up supporting QPR?
I suppose initially it was Rodney Marsh, but obviously he wasn't around long enough, having moved on to Manchester City. So I suppose there can only be one hero for me, and that's Stanley Bowles.
Yeah, good old Stanley Bowles. I mean, funny enough, we were watching a clip from the big match earlier against Sunderland when Dave Thomas put over this brilliant ball and Stanley just did his business with his feet, cut in, cut out, and it was a brilliant goal. And you was actually there that game. So it's understandable really for someone of my dad's age that Stanley Bowles has to be the hero of the moment, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Yeah.
So obviously you've been a QPR fan for many moons. Would there be one standout season for you so far in all the years that you've been supporting?
I suppose the 75-76 season when we almost won the league was certainly a standout season, but I suppose the season when Warnock got us promoted back to the Prem was that division, that season that really did it for us.
Yeah, and we've shared some really good memories from that season as well, because as everyone knows how iconic it was. But yeah, the 75-76, I've looked back through it, and nowadays it's ridiculous that Liverpool were given the title. As much as it's funny that Liverpool are waiting on a title this season, at the time we were waiting on whether we were going to get the title or not. A bit of heartbreak, but at the same time it was a good season to watch.
Tremendous season.
Yeah. So we just talked about two of your possible favourite seasons ever since supporting QPR, and this one's going to probably be a little bit harder. So what has been possibly your favourite ever goal you've seen?
50 years of watching QPR, that is difficult. The Furlong goal against Oldham playoff semi-final when obviously we literally felt the ground move that night. Tarabat got some screamers that promotion season, but I think going back to 75, 76, opening day of the season, Jerry Francis, ball from Phil Parks, Liverpool never touched it until it was in the back of the net. So that was a great goal, that was.
Yeah, it was a really good goal, and as you would have seen probably from one of my previous videos when I talked about Jerry Francis and said, that that's the one player I would love to have seen, sort of growing up, and that goal was just so iconic, really, of Jerry. So it's definitely a good goal to put up in the favourites, eh?
Yep.
So we've talked about favourite season now, favourite goal. We've also talked about your hero. But that being said, in today's squad, which past player would you love to see be a part of that squad?
Oh, another difficult one. Easy and Stanley are very comparable. I think, if we could have Charlie Austin back, he would make a big difference.
Yeah, definitely. Charlie's a goal scoring machine.
Yeah.
But it goes without saying we need our Charlie back. So coming away from the pitch and coming away from that match day experience, what would you say has been your favourite non-match experience with QPR?
Well, we've had a few. Day we went to the training ground when you won the competition. The Les Ferdinand night in the city, that was a good night. But it's got to be the player of the season awards dinner, the season we got promoted, when we ended up basically getting drunk with the players, and that was a superb night. That was one that will live in the memory.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked about this on a previous video, but I said about how the atmosphere had sort of died down, and we thought we'd go to that other little bar, thinking not a lot's going to be happening, and then the next thing, all the players are there, just getting absolutely rat-arsed, so we say, with the players until it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, wasn't it?
3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, and then the state of us in the morning. It wasn't a pretty sight, was it?
Didn't know where we was.
No. It's a good job we both work in London that we managed to work our way out of getting back home. But that was definitely a good night, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we've talked about a lot of the past. Let's bring it up to date a little. Who would you say is currently your favourite QPR player?
Well, I suppose most people are going to expect me to say Easy, and he is up there. But bright to say Samuel has just got the lot. Power, pace. He's now starting to add the finish into his game, and he really excites me.
Yeah. Just to clarify, because a lot of people watching this will know my feelings on Bright Osei. Did we discuss this answer before the start of this video?
No,
and we definitely didn't. But it just goes to show we both had that same love for Bright Osei, because he's just the full package, and it's inevitable that we're going to lose Easy, But at the moment, if we can keep hold of Bright, I think Bright is going to take us a little bit further. No disrespect to Easy at all, but I think Bright's going to be the one really to once he's on his own without Easy, I think he's going to come through and shine even more, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Nah. So, although we have the lockdown at the moment and the season has been paused, up until the moment it was paused, how would you have rated this season so far?
I think this season's exceeded expectations. The last 2 seasons where we've just avoided going down, which would have been disastrous. I think it's definitely exceeded expectations. The style of football that we're playing under Warburton is really good. I'm optimistic for the future.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. When Warburton come in, would you have thought that we would have exceeded those expectations under him?
No, I think if we'd have finished sort of bottom half of the table, that would have been a good season. Given where we'd finished before. But yeah, he's definitely exceeded my expectations.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's well documented. He used to work in the city as a trader, and in that aspect, you wouldn't say that he could possibly be, a really good manager for us. But I mean, like yourself, I think we've outdone ourselves, and I think it's him. He's really got the players to gel and find that commodity. Holloway's done it before, Warnock's done it before, but this is a different sort of bag of players, isn't it?
Yeah,
so,
it's a different brand of football.
Yeah. So no, that's cool. So we've talked about obviously this season how well it's gone. How do you see us doing next season?
I think obviously it's inevitable we're going to lose, one, possibly two of our younger talented players. But I think, providing we don't lose too many and another couple of good signings, I think, I'd be happy if we've, top half finish. Maybe still a bit too early to talk about promotions, that sort of thing, but maybe another season, top half of the championship, and then, see where we go from there. Yeah,
it's that slow and steady approach, really, isn't it? Rather than like we have done in the past, where we've thrown money at has-beens and what have you, and tried to force the issue. Where at the moment we've got that group of young players, with the added extra of the experience. I think it's fair to say that one more season wouldn't hurt before pushing for it.
No, definitely not.
And if we can keep that core, and we do say end up pushing for promotion, who would you say would be our biggest threat next season in terms of teams?
Fulham. I don't think Fulham will go. They'll go up. Fulham,
because they always bottle it.
Obviously, depends who comes down. Villa come down. They've got loads of money. It's a difficult one to say, but the Championship is such a strong division. You could pick any three from 16 to go up.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. It is such a tight league, but I think that's what makes it more interesting and more exciting to watch, doesn't it? Compared to say the Premier League, when as we've seen firsthand, you're losing practically every week and it's just not enjoyable. Where with the Championship, it is a bit nice to have that, or we don't know if we're going to beat them today, and then we'll like Stoke, for example. That game recently. 2-0 down, bring it back to 2-2, thinking, if we get a draw out here, that's great, and then absolutely walk them off the park, basically. So yeah, cool. there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was QPR Tel filling us in on some of his favourites and firsts. And just giving his opinions for next season and this season so far, if it ever is ever going to end. But yeah, all that leaves me to say is thanks, Dad, for joining me in this video. And no doubt, when we are all back in the stadium, you will see us in P Block, because we are the P Block Massive, But yeah, guys, other than that, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. But other than that, as always, Come on, you R's. No, that's my line.
I like that, actually.